Hi, I'm Kat, and this video is the 9th in my 12 Days of Christmas DIY series. If you haven't seen the other videos in my series, you should definitely check those out as well. And in this video, I have a tutorial on how to make these salt dough and twine garlands. I have two garlands right here. One is the stars and one is the little gingerbread men. And I just think they're really sweet and simple and adorable. This is a great project. It's easy, you don't need a lot of supplies for it, and it's just something fun that you can do together to get into the Christmas spirit. For this project, you will need a large bowl, 2 cups of plain flour, 1 cup of water, 1 cup of regular table salt, cookie trays, parchment paper, a rolling pin, cookie cutters. I'm using tiny ones because I have a tiny Christmas tree, a surface to flour and roll out your dough, as well as a glue gun and some twine. This part is optional, but if you wanted brown gingerbread men, you will need some food coloring as well. First, mix your flour and salt together thoroughly. Just do a little bit at a time because you might not need all of it. Once you've got most of that mixed in, you can start kneading it with your hands. If it's still not forming a dough, add a little bit extra water. Also, you want to make sure that the water is cool but not cold. When your dough is really holding together, start working it into a nice little ball. And next, flour the surface that you're going to be rolling out the dough on. At this point, I'm going to pinch the dough in half because I know I'm going to use half of it for the gingerbread men. And I'll just set aside the other half. And now with this one, I'm going to make kind of a little indent in the middle. And I'm just going to keep adding food coloring until I get the color that I need. But remember, only go a little bit at a time because you don't want it to spill out all over your hands. Next, I'm going to flour the outside of that ball. Make sure the surface is still well floured. Put flour on the rolling pin and begin rolling it out. You want to make sure the surface is really well floured because this dough will stick otherwise. So I've rolled it out pretty thin, probably somewhere between 1/8 and 1/4 inch. Now I'm going to cut out all these little men. And before you bake your gingerbread men, you're going to stab teeny tiny little holes in them so that you have a place to stick the twine. And now that those are all full of holes, I'm going to move on to my regular colored salt dough. And next I'm going to pop these in the oven at 150 degrees for about 45 minutes. Once they're done baking, just take them out of the oven and set them somewhere to cool for a little while. Once those are finished cooling, this is where your twine and hot glue come in. First, you will make the garland with the stars. And all that we're going to do with this is set one star down, put the twine over top of it, put a blob of hot glue in the middle there, and then squish another star offset on top of it. And just keep doing that over and over until you run out of stars. And now to finish up this project, you're just going to lace these little gingerbread onto the twine and tie knots in the places where you want them to stay. And those are your finished garlands.